Welcome back. 7:43 on this Monday morning. With the election just one day away, many of us are wondering if the outcome will affect our personal finances. Joining us this morning to discuss our financial future is Jeremy Graff from Graff Financial. Jeremy, nice to have you back on the program.
Thanks for having me.
Good to see you. As your wife said, sit up straight. Yep. There we go.
There we go.
Is that better? Should I worry? This is a lot of people thinking about tomorrow's election and how it affects my money.
No, you shouldn't, Tom. And I don't think people should lose a lot of sleep about it, believe it or not. And I realize that we're being told this is the most important election of our lifetime. But let's remember a few things. Contentious political elections come and go with regularity. Recessions are actually natural parts of economic cycle. Foreign governments actually default on their debt more than we think, i.e. what's going on in Europe right now. And war and civil unrest are, unfortunately, part of our world. Our financial history is littered with these types of events. And here's the point, so is our future. So what we have to learn what to do is put on what I call financial blinders to the world and not let the noise of the day or the election of the day distract us from making long-term prudent financial decisions for ourselves.
Yeah, makes sense, makes sense. And you have 3 financial maxims, regardless of which political party is in power after the election. Hopefully we know after tomorrow's election who that will be. So let's start with number 1. Here it is on the screen. Spend less than you earn.
Yes. If you desire to attain and maintain any level of financial security in your life, you have to not only understand this concept, you must master it. And I believe this concept of living within your means is more behavioral than it is circumstantial. And when I say that, I'm talking about folks that are fully employed, of course. But what I've seen in practice is I've seen people at the highest levels of income in our society be unable to live within their means. Even at those levels, there was too much month at the end of the check.
Right. We're a society of instant gratification. We want it now.
Right.
We don't want to wait. We don't want to buy it on time and maybe get it at the end of that time when we can afford it, or when we have enough money to afford whatever that it is. We want it now.
Right. Here's the good news, though. I've seen numerous examples of people with very modest incomes accumulate vast sums of money over their life with just the discipline of saving a little bit every month. You got to do it.
Needs and wants. Big differences there. I hear that from my wife all the time, Jeremy. Let's move on to number 2 now. And number 2 is spend less. That was number 1. Number 2 is pay yourself first. Now, what does that mean, pay yourself first?
This is what I refer to as the richest man in Babylon concept. And if you're not familiar with this ancient parable, the moral of the story goes like this. The richest man in Babylon became the richest man in Babylon by simply taking the first 10% of every wage that he earned. He put an interest-bearing account, let it grow, and so by the end of his life became the richest man in Babylon. So what the action item for us is we all have to figure out what our number is as a percentage of our income that we can save. And I say challenge yourself. If you think you can do 5, do 8.
Right.
If you think you can do 8, do 10. But you have to set up that savings automatically from your paycheck to your 401k, IRA, bank savings, whatever the case is.
And once you do it, I think I'm maxed out with my 401k. Once you do it, initially it hurts a little bit, but then you forget about it, and then before you know it, it's making some good money for you.
Out of sight, out of mind.
That's right. All right, let's get to number 3 now on the maxims, financial maxims. Number 3 is don't invest in the rear view mirror.
Tom, if you drove to work today by looking in the rearview mirror, what would happen?
I'd probably be, Eden Prairie Police would probably put you in jail or something. Yeah.
Worse yet, you probably would have gotten into a serious accident.
Right.
And I think investors today are investing in the rearview mirror, and it's an accident waiting to happen. And what do I mean by that? We're all aware of how poorly stocks have performed in the last 10 to 12 years. In fact, the decade of the 2000s was the worst decade for investing in stocks in our history. And in contrast, it was one of the best decades for bonds. So what's happened is investors have, in their retirement accounts, taken all their money out of stocks and piled it into bonds. And here's the car accident part, is that the risks of yesterday are not the risks of tomorrow. And the greatest risks investors face in the decade ahead is rising interest rates and rising inflation, not a falling stock market.
Good information, good information. And there's a way people can get free information too if they want to learn more about financial security and success. So tell us about that if you could.
I would direct people again to the Financial Planning Association of Minnesota. It's a nonprofit organization. You click on their pro bono assistance link and you can sign up for a no-fee no obligation consultation from a financial planning professional.
Excellent. Jeremy Graff with Graff Financial. Thanks for stopping by. We'll look forward to these chats. They're always good, they're always informative, and we'll see you again next Monday.
Great. Thanks, Tom.
All right. Everything that we talked about, you can find out about this link, by the way, to this free assistance on the website. Just go to our website, go to myfox9.com, and click on Seen on Fox 9, and hopefully that will